I'm going to show you how I make 25k per year from just one property. Hi, I'm Rick Blaney and I'm a trainer and mentor for Property Wealth System. Today I'm going to be showing you around a brand new project that's hot off the press. This was previously an antique shop. This is two 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom HMO projects. Come with me, let me show you inside. So welcome to the communal area. In this particular property, we've been able to create a really nice homely feel for our tenants, around 35 square meters to incorporate the lounge, the dining area, and also the kitchen. As you can see, we've decorated the area, we've put some soft furnishing in there to really create a nice homely feel. So when prospective tenants walk in the door, they can think, yes, this is the sort of place that I'd like to, to stay. In terms of the tenant profile, we've actually got two properties here. We've got this 6-bedroom property and a 6-bedroom property next door. So we've already got that tenanted. So this property has really been designed with the tenant profile of professionals, working tenants. So the types of tenants that we've got next door is people working in financial services, people who are working in call centres, sort of office people, working locally in Merseyside and looking for perhaps a shared house environment. So one of the first things you need to remember when kitting out your kitchen is that you're going to have multiple people living here, so it's really essential they've got enough storage area. We've got 2 double fridges and freezers to make sure they're well catered for. We've gone with a rather more expensive range cooker, so again, people coming in and they've got this much more luxurious feel. And then through this door we've got a really nice garden. I can't show you that at the moment. We've actually got some last minute rendering being done as we speak. So this is room number 1. This is actually our biggest bedroom. And as you can see, it's actually a little bit more than a bedroom. We've got here a really sumptuous bedroom space, but we've also created a little kitchenette. So we've not put ovens in, we've not put a fridge freezer, but we've left a space should the tenant want to basically create that for themselves. So it does give them this very much a self-contained feel, living in a shared house experience. Sometimes they do want to have a little bit of a bolt hole where they can just basically keep themselves to themselves. And remember, all of our rooms in this property are en suite, which is really important. It does basically create more value in your property because tenant demand is going to be much higher when you've got an en-suited room. So looking at this building now, you perhaps wouldn't quite appreciate what it was previously. Previously it was an antique shop for some 35-40 years, trading with the same owner. And this particular room that we're in now was predominantly the workshop. There was a great big fireplace just in this area here, which was nearly a metre thick. And out the back there was a wall here with just junk and mess everywhere. So this was really probably the worst part of the building. But once you strip it back to its bare essentials, take out the floor, take out the dividing wall, insulate it both internally and also with a K-render outside, you've got a really nice, warm, homely experience for somebody. In terms of my background, I actually started in the corporate world, worked in the world of recruitment for many years, but realised that I wanted to take control of my own financial destiny. I'd always invested as an amateur for some over 20 years, and realised through getting educated and understanding how to do this property game as a professional that you could really start ramping up the opportunities to move into bigger and better cash flowing deals. I started investing in property when I was 25, so 20 years ago, and there were some things I was doing right and a lot of things I was doing wrong. What I was doing right was actually realising that property was a vehicle that could give you financial independence to take control of where you want to go in the future. What I was doing completely wrong was structuring the deals, using my own money, saving at work and thinking it could all be done very slowly. I was also doing many things wrong. Firstly, thinking that it was only going to be down to how much I could save during my own corporate life and doing things really slowly, going to work, saving a deposit, putting that cash down and then going back to work for another 5 or 6 years whilst I saved up another deposit. How I got to this position was getting myself educated, understanding that being around the right system, being around the right people, being around the right network, and surrounding yourself by others who've been there before you, have done the things that you want to do, is how you're going to be successful. It's really simple. Copy successful people. So I've been on both sides of the fence when it comes to property. I've been on the side where you think actually the only way you can be successful in property is to go to work, save for a deposit, invest locally to where you live, And perhaps in 30 or 40 years time, maybe I've got 30, 40, 50 buy-to-lets that will give me that cash flow that I need to have that financial future for myself. Now, unfortunately, that's going to take a long time, particularly if you live in a more affluent area where house prices are very high. 5 years ago, I realized by getting myself the right system, the right education, and the right people around me, actually geographical location and changing that was firstly a way to getting that financial future. The second thing was actually realizing that buy-to-lets wasn't the only way, and diversification with your portfolio is absolutely key to being successful. I started out at buy-to-lets. I got comfortable with doing buy-to-lets. I then started doing small developments. And then I thought, absolutely, I want to get into HMOs, because looking at a property like this, and bear in mind we've got also a second property next door, between them, they're giving us an annual cash flow of £25,000 annually. And that equates to quite a few buy-to-lets. So if that's the only strategy you guys are actually thinking about, and perhaps you're already investing in property, maybe you've got 1 or 2 buy-to-lets, you know, my advice would be think about how you can change it up, how you can diversify the property type, the area, the location, and diversify your portfolio. So when we were looking for an investment area that was actually a bit further away from Hertfordshire when we lived at the time, it was very quickly Liverpool, because it's got a great tenant profile. You can do every strategy you want in and around Merseyside. Now, predominantly up to date, all of our property have been done in central Liverpool, in and around the student areas, out towards the airport, service accommodation out towards Southport. This is actually the first investment that we've done on this side of the water in the Wirral. When you're looking to decide on your investment area, it's really important that you follow the money. You know, if the government's prepared to put lots of money into infrastructure projects, then do you think you as an investor should be following that as a pattern? When it comes to property, I'm going to give you one really big key piece of advice, and it's TTP, talk to people. It's really important that you understand in property that property is a people business. How I found this deal was through an estate agent firstly, but I managed to get the owner of the property to come and show me around. And whilst showing me around, remember this was trading as an antique shop for 35, 40 years previously, I was really interested to find out about the story of the person that was selling. Why were they selling it? What was their reason? What was their motivation? And it became clear that the particular owner at the time, you know, was looking to retire, was looking to scale down the business. And we swapped numbers. We actually then, established a direct relationship where I can actually negotiate directly with him. So the property was actually up for sale for 140,000 through the agent. And I actually managed to negotiate with the vendor directly to buy this for 135,000. And I used my negotiation skills, and we agreed to do this on an option. An option contract is something that gives me the option but not the obligation to buy this property. And what we agreed was I'd put £2,000 down to have the option to buy. And the option was so that we could secure planning permission. So instead of having to put all of the £135,000, I was only committed for £2,000 up until the point that we secured planning. An option agreement is quite a complex strategy, and actually is something I could probably do a whole another section on. So if that's something you're interested in, perhaps post in the comments. So having secured planning, the next stage was to go through the build. It was quite a difficult project to try and cost out because there was a lot of unseen. We could see that the property was in pretty bad condition, and we had factored in that we'd be able to build this out for about 200,000, so 100,000 per site. When we got stuck into the bones of the building, we did uncover some other structural issues. There was wood worm, there was wet rot, all of the lintels in the windows needed replacing. So a lot of the structural integrity of the property was a little bit compromised, and it did actually eat up a little bit of our contingency, but that's why you have a contingency. So we're now actually going through the refinance process. Now, it's really, really important as a professional investor that you don't just take a punt on these things and think, I'll build it out and hope that it gets valued at X. I've had absolute certainty in this because you're going to be doing your due diligence around the market. Do I know what properties in this area are getting refinanced at? Absolutely. So we're building with our end in mind and having certainty around what the end value will be. Here we have a 6-bedroom ensuite property, and remember we've got another one next door. So currently they're all on one title, so we do have the option of either doing it as a combined commercial mortgage, or we can separate them out. If I wanted to sell the property next door, I could sell that one to split the titles and keep this one. So this property has given us lots of flexibility in terms of our exits. It may be that I decide to rent both of them for a period and maybe in 12, 18 months sell next door and keep this one. So we have built this project out to refinance around 225 on this side and 225, so around a total of 450. But I'm quite comfortable to leave money in the deal when I've got an annual cash flow of £25,000. If it took me a year to get all of my money out, then I'd be very, very comfortable with that. If it took me 18 months, then I'd also be comfortable. So again, there's some leeway in terms of our end value. It's really, really important, whatever you do in life, that you've got diversification. So if you're in property, you're not just all in buy-to-lets in one area, you're not just in HMOs in one area. You need to have a really broad and mixed portfolio. The second thing it's really taught me is the importance of having a network around you. This has definitely thrown up some challenges, the normal ones like the structural issues, the woodworm, the rot, this, that and the other, that will always come with doing a big project like this. But the unforeseen ones were working around a pandemic. And as I say, once you've got a network of people that can give you support, can help you around different challenges, and sometimes just have a sounding board, because it can be a lonely place as someone who runs their own business. You need to have a network of like-minded people that you can share both your wins and your highs and some of the lows when you need to. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video from Property Wealth System. You're going to get to see lots of different deals and examples, not just from me, but from all of the other trainers, mentors and contributors for Property Wealth System. Really important for you that you like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing from Property Wealth System. That's it from me, Rick. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Property Wealth System. I'll see you all soon.